Brittany here with Scrapping with Brit. Today we are going to be doing the virtual crop sketches, and I'm going to show you how I do it personally and how I do my own measurements. This video will show you how to do virtual crop number 1 and virtual crop number 2. Follow along. Alright, let's get started with sketch number 1. Here is what it looks like, and here we are working with. So for this one I'm using 3 double-sided pages from Creative Memories and like 3 sheets of scrap paper. These are what I have. We've got our background set and complete. We're going to go to step number 2, and we are going to grab our second sheet of paper. So I am working with this one from Croptoberfest of last year, and we're going to cut 1/2 inch off of the top and the side. So our sheet should look like this when we lay it down on the background. Next, we are going to keep the same one, and we are going to cut it at 4 3/4. So you will have 2 sets, or 1 set, 2 sheets. So we're going to tape these down, but you want to decide which side you want to be up. So I'm going to piece it together kind of like this. And I think this is where I want my sides at. Maybe like this. Okay, we're gonna do like this. So we're going to just line that up. And if there's any imperfections, it'll most likely disappear throughout this process. So this is what we have so far. Should have a little border, and then your 2 sheets. Okay, step number 4, we are going to do our title background. So this is where this is where you're going to use your scraps. So I just found this piece of scrap. You can also, if you want to, try to put together the ones you used and use that, but I already found this one that I like, so we're gonna go with it. So this one, you just want to make it 11.5 inches. So since this one is already 12, I'm just gonna cut off 1/2 inch. And then it should fit right across your 2 that you take down. Figure out what side you want it on, and then you're ready to tape that down. And we're gonna tape it probably about 1 inch from the top. Press that down, and have that. Very good. Number 5, we're going to do our photo mats. So we've got 3, I'm guessing 4x6s. So I just went ahead and got a new piece of paper. You may use your scraps or whatever you need to. So I found another sheet of this background, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that for 2 of them. To get my 2 mats. And of course you can just use mats from your mat pack if you'd like. I like paper and I have plenty of it, so I just use what I got. Okay, and then these ones are gonna go right there and right there. Line them up. Okay, we're gonna do our third one. So I just found a scrap piece of paper. So it's probably been in there for quite a while. And we're just gonna cut it down to 4x6. And then the third one will go vertical like that. Yeah. And then we're gonna tape it down. Just like that. Okay, that looks good. Now we have room for a journal map, and I'm just guessing it's gonna be about a 4x5. So we're gonna, I think I'm gonna have to use this one. And this is just a 4x4. So I'm just gonna use this 4x4 here. I think I'm gonna use that side. The other one was not big enough. Okay. I'm just gonna take this down. I think it'll look fine with this color. And then, second to last step, we're going to add some embellishments right here. And we're gonna decide what we want to use. Got a couple packs over here. We'll look at this homestead, see if there's anything that matches. We'll go ahead and tape that down. Tape that down. I recommend using repositional tape for these. That way you can obviously move them when you place pictures down, and then it'll overlap the pictures and look super cute. You're going to want to draw journal lines on here. So we will go ahead and do that. I'm going to use too crazy. Alright, next we want a title up here. Grab my glue pen. We also have a mini tape runner, and it'd be perfect for this, but I don't have it in a cartridge right now. The next best thing is this. Just gonna put that on crooked like that. And there you have it. All right, we just finished virtual crop number 1. Here it is. If you go on the Facebook group, Creative Memories Virtual Crops, they will have a hashtag that you can share your layout with and use the hashtag, and you will be entered to win one of the prizes. Now not all of these, but to be entered to win, you have to have them submitted by Sunday at midnight, I think. And then Tuesday, I believe, they will announce winners. And for each crop, each sketch, they have a winner. So good luck. Let's move on to number 2. All right, it's time for virtual crop number 2. This one is a double-sided layout, and I will show you the sketch that we're working with. And all right, for virtual crop number 2, I am using 2 cardstocks of the same color and 3 double-sided papers from Creative Memories, and they're not all from the same collection either. So the first part we're going to work on is the right side of this layout, this double page layout. So we are going to need one of your double-sided papers, and we are going to cut a square frame out of this so we can use a little bit of each side. So I think what I want to do, let's go ahead and cut an inch off of the top and the bottom. Okay, so we are left with a little square. So now what we want to do is we want to cut out 1/2 inch frame around it, but not have to cut it in strips. So what we're gonna do, and if you don't have the new trimmer, it may be a little hard. So we're gonna cut out, let's see, 1/2 inch. But when we line it up here, I'll try to show you this a little better. We want to look here because it's going to show you where to cut to. So it only being 1/2 inch is going to be a little difficult. About 1.5 before we push down. Then we're going to push down. Go all the way to 1/2 over here, which will be the 11. So your first cut should be just like this. And we're gonna flip it and do the same thing. Okay, so we have our frame. I didn't get mine cut all the way through, so we're gonna take our micro tip scissors from Creative Memories, and we are just going to knead that line. Now that we have our frame cut out, we're actually gonna be flipping this over, so it looks like that, or vice versa. So we're going to get one of our background papers, or cardstock. And then you can figure out which way you want your paper to look. I think I'm going to do that. So what I suggest doing first is the bigger piece, and then your frame will fit better around it. So we've cut 1.5 inches, so we should be about at 11 and 1. So you should have 1 inch, about 1 inch all the way around. Okay. Once you're pretty happy with that, just tape it down. And then we're gonna do our frame. So you wanna make sure you get the corners and at least 2 in the middle of this frame. Okay. And you wanna try to start with one side, and then your other side will fit a little bit better. Okay, so your first page should start to look like this. Moving on. Now that we've got this done, we're going to scoot this aside and work on our left page. So this is what it looks like. And then we're going to grab our other double-sided paper, and we're going to cut out a 6 by 10 square. Should look like that. And now we're going to get our other cardstock that we have not worked on yet. Center that up on our mat. And then we want to place it at the inch marks. So you want to go down 1 over 1 and have your corners there. And cut a 2.5 by 12. So if you have me. So we're going to tape this. So one corner at the 8. And go ahead and tape it down. I'm just gonna cut this in half and just use the white on it. Okay, so now I have 2 thin strips, and I'm just going to put those here on either side. Okay. After we got that set, we are going to create the circles from it. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to get my custom cutting system and my red blade. I'm going to do 1 circle with this, and then I'm going to get my number 2, my medium one, and do a circle with this one. So I'm going back with this paper for my border and cutting my circles from this. So we should have 2 circles like this. And so we're going to get our left-sided paper that we just finished, and we're going to grab our smaller circle, and we're going to set this wherever you want to right here. I'm going to more offset it this way to give something over here. Okay, and then we're going to grab our right side, and this is where our big circle is going to go, and I'm going to leave it on this side, and we're going to place it somewhere in the corner, but not completely in the corner. You don't want it too uniformed. Okay, so your pages should look like that. And now we're going to get to the mats. So we're going to keep our left-sided, and we're going to cut, actually we'll just put this to the side. Okay, no, we need 5 3x5 pictures. So I'll be try to use mostly scraps. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these off here. So we've got 5 3x5s and 1 5x7. Okay, so now we're going to take that left side of the double-sided layout, and we're going to find 2 3x5s and our 5x7 to go in here. What's left is just to embellish, so we're gonna see what we got in our embellishments here. This one is so I'm gonna skip the embellishments until I figure out what I want with this. And you can also make your journal lines on here. So the left side is done, and now we're gonna get our right side. Remember to have your circle in the right-handed corner, and we're going to take the rest of our photo mats, and figure out where to place those ones at. If you don't like the sizes, you can always go back and resize, reconfigure. These probably could be a little bigger, but I think they'll work for what we're doing. You can always offset your pictures to where they're kind of like this, with just the colors pointing out, which is what I do a lot because I don't have pictures that I can get this small. All right, and then we can go ahead and title. So I'm going to use those, 2022 Never Better. I think that'll look good. And then you can add a couple flowers or extra stuff there. And then that is it for sketch 2. Hey, thanks for sticking around for Virtual Crop Sketch 1 and Sketch 2. I'll be looking for the future sketches up and I hope you follow along, and I hope this really helps you. Thank you.